The R.I.P talk summons you to a conversation from the crypt of pop culture. Gatekeepers Mark and Jamie resurrect the musical and artistic subcultures that brought them together in Omaha during the early aughts, with dark detours into the paranormal and the occult. Dance with them to the undead pulse of days gone by. From post-punk to poltergeists, theirs is a story of a cultural awakening at the end of days.
Hi. I am going to guide you into a meditation, and it is very important that you stay guided with me throughout this time. On the count of 3, I want you to take a deep breath in and exhale. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do that one more time. But as you exhale, we are going to be dropped into the dark void. 1, 2, 3. And we're here. I want you to notice your surroundings. You might feel a cold wind, a whisper, or a growl in your ear, or a tug at your shirt. These are ghosts, definitely voices, dark entities, possibly. These are experiences that we all have. Maybe we experience them all, or just one. Whatever the encounter is, you either push it away or you explore the unknown. Today, we will take you into a space where we invite the dark and the unexplained as we walk hand in hand into the depths of the phantom's wrath. Welcome to episode 3, Dear Diary.
Okay, I don't know how this works, but I'm just going to tell a story from when I was younger. I was probably like 4, I don't remember. But when my parents used to be together, my parents used to be together when I was younger, we used to go to this Goodwill down the street, and I remember I was there with my mom, and I found a notebook. And ever since I got the notebook when I was younger, it acted like really, really weird, and weird things have been happening in my house. I still don't know if it was haunted. I thought it was when I was younger, but it was just probably bad luck. Weird things would happen. My door would shut in the middle of the night, and it would open in the middle of the night. I never opened my window. I never did open my window. I don't like my window open, so it was definitely not that. It just, things acted weird in the house. I always got, like, weird vibes. And I remember one time my friend, she had a cup and put it to the ear and put it to the wall and acted like she heard something. She probably didn't. We were children, but who cares? But, yeah, I probably got a haunted journal when I was younger. That's about it. Okay. Y'all got a scary voice message. That's terrifying, but okay, yeah, stay safe. Bye.
That was such a good story. And I just visioned this journal or diary looking really kind of ancient, but also not. You know, like you would never suspect.
I'm thinking like a Lisa Frank journal.
Perfect.
I think that's like if I was like a baby witch, I would have all my spells, my book of shadows inside a Lisa Frank journal.
I can see that happening, but that's what you would be if you went to a thrift store. That's what you would be looking for, like that Lisa Frank little plastic journal. Maybe was there a key? Do you see a key to open it up? Do you remember those?
I always wanted one, and I never got one as a kid.
You never got your hands on it.
Yeah, that was like a girly thing. They were mostly associated with like girls' diaries and stuff, and I wasn't allowed to have anything girly as a kid. But now I get to wear dresses, pioneer dresses, so I'm making up for it.
What was that one?
Oregon Trail?
Oregon Trail.
Little House on the Prairie?
Oregon Trail.
Yep.
Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah.
That's you today, and you're also in heaven.
Yes, I am currently in heaven with my angels. And you seem to be kind of in a very dark place.
I am.
Everything okay?
I am in the eternal void constantly.
Oh.
I've definitely taken up residency here.
Yes.
I'm just a dark angel. I'm a dark angel.
Are you doing like nightly shows there, or
Yes,
is
absolutely.
Love it. Oh, you gotta get it. You gotta get a paycheck somehow. So
You got to get it when you get it.
I'm sure that those demons are very appreciative of your artistic endeavors down in wherever you're at.
I do a couple shows here and there, sing a couple of tunes.
That's, it's what you got to do to pass the time. So
You gotta do what you gotta do.
So let's talk about this episode.
Let's do it.
Ghost stories, personal paranormal ghost stories.
Yes.
This episode's going to be more based on our own experiences and also our callers' experiences. So if you have a paranormal story, we want to hear it. So give us a call on our hotline.
It's free. 24/7, anonymous. Call us.
Call us. There's no reason why you shouldn't. Anyways, ghost, like paranormal experiences. I know I've had some in my life. I've had things happen to me that I don't even know where to categorize it. I've had some very strange encounters, and I don't know if I necessarily kind of brought that in intentionally, even though, because I've always been really interested in the supernatural. And I don't know if it's something that I've kind of was like magnetically bringing into my life, or if this was meant to happen naturally, Yeah. Probably a little bit of both. And I think some of the most interesting things happened to me, and this would be more of like a extraterrestrial alternate reality type like story.
Okay.
It's very, there's no way I could really categorize it. That's the thing. Cause it was a bunch of tons of different activity all at once. But I used to date somebody, and this person that I dated was an alien abductee ever since they were a kid. They were having like supernatural and like alien visitation. And his dad was a preacher. And so there was a lot of like dark forces coming into their house and like attacking.
That's so scary.
All of his brothers and sisters. Yeah, it was like really crazy. And
his dad was a preacher. How long was it for? Like a family thing?
Yeah, that was like his job. But I believe his dad like translated Spanish or English sermons into Spanish. Yeah.
Okay.
So, anyways, he's been experiencing paranormal activity throughout his whole life, and so when we were dating, it just was like I can't even describe the activity that was inside this house, because it was everything from ghosts to extraterrestrial visitation to UFO sightings to it was crazy. Everything you could think of was happening in this like 2-bedroom apartment. And so I distinctly remember being like laying down in bed, and there was a window outside where in our bedroom. So our place was on like the 15th floor. It was really, really high up, and there was no way for anybody to get onto the patio.
Yeah.
So it was all very secluded. And I remember like almost nightly going to bed and looking outside this window and seeing like a shadow, like a hand of a shadow, like grace by the window, trying to like touch the window. Or
like a baby hand, or like a
like a skinny hand. I don't know.
A skinny hand?
Like a yeah, I don't know. It was like a I would assume it would be like an alien's hand.
Okay.
And it was really
so
weird.
Scary.
And sometimes I would see like silhouettes of like bodies outside the window, and then I would open the blind or like the drape, and there would be nothing there. And sometimes like when the apparition or whatever this entity was showed up, like the curtain would move.
Oh.
But the air wasn't turned on, the window wasn't opened, it was locked, but it was very, very freaky.
How did you even why? Okay, one, you just kept on going back there.
Yeah, because I was dating somebody.
Yeah, you were like, I don't care.
Well, I mean, it started becoming just common, just like it was just like a normal thing.
Yeah.
You know, and also like because this person was an alien abductee, there would be times when we would just be like hanging out and he would be like, they're here, they're outside the building right now. And I was like, and I would be like skeptical. And I was like, you're lying. Like, you're not. He's like, go outside in 10 seconds and look up into the sky. And so he would count down, and then I would look up, and these orbs all just shot across the sky and above our heads.
That's terrifying. Fucking terrifying. So he has some kind of internal chip put inside of him. Did he say that he was like, I feel like they put a chip in me when they probed me?
He did. He actually was like microchipped in some way. That was the first abduction he could remember, was them inserting something into his mouth.
Inserting something into his mouth?
Yeah, it was like a ball. It was like he described it as a cube, but it looked like meat, like grounded up meat.
Ooh.
And these hands from through the wall held him down, and then another pair of hands through the wall grabbed the meat and put it in his mouth. It's so scary.
How old did he say he was when he had this experience?
Like a kid.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That is so scary.
Yeah. So, you know, and then there would also be like ghosts of like friends that passed away. They would show up. I saw a full-bodied apparition inside that house of his friend that passed away. It was like, it looked like a person. And then this ghost was hiding in a corner of the apartment, and it ran into the kitchen, which was directly across from where it was like hiding, and it was gone. But I promise you, it was a full-on apparition, like head to toe. And then I confirmed with him. I was like, listen, I literally just saw this, and I think it's your friend that passed away. And he was like, yep, that's what she would wear. That's the color of her hair. It was crazy.
So this person was pretty much haunted.
Oh, yeah. Like,
this person was haunted. Like, that's the bottom line. And I
think like a conductor or like a antenna for the supernatural.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like there's other times, like as of recently, I get a lot of like tugging on my pant legs out of nowhere. Like it would be kind of like at the bottom of my pants. Mm-hmm. And I'll just out of nowhere just get like a little tug. And I'm like, what was that? And that's something I still don't know what that is. So
now, when this happens, do you feel like scared? You know what I'm saying? When all of these encounters that you've like encountered, do you feel worried or like, what do you feel like? Because hearing them is one thing, you know what I'm saying? And I know that like my personal experiences that I've done that have happened to me with, you know, the unexplained or paranormal, I've never felt scared. Like it was kind of like a still moment, you know what I'm saying? Where I was literally in the moment and I was just kind of like, oh my God, like this is happening. But there wasn't any kind of like emotion. Is that how you felt? You know what I'm saying?
There was a few times where I was genuinely scared. But then there's also a lot of experiences that I've had that were like, it almost felt validating or like almost like confirming. So it was like almost this like internal, like, yes, this happened to you. Like, okay. yes, this is happening.
Yeah.
It
like,
was very.
Look at what's going on. Like you need to pay attention.
Or like, yes, this is these things are real.
This is real. This is real. Just like those doves behind you.
Let's talk about 111. Let's talk about how we came up with this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Idea. So as everyone knows from the last episode, at the end, we gave this little clue out to anyone who's our listener and that's listening to the podcast. And we randomly just came up with it. Like I came up with it like off the cuff, not knowing what it meant. But 111 is a very distinct angel number. And as you know, we've kind of been somehow
abducted.
Weaving through the very terrorizing yet beautiful world that is angels. And we can only assume that this was a fucking sign from them.
Fine. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Because I never even knew what 111 was until after we were done recording and we searched.
We looked at the hashtag because we did 111 and then we shot the fuck out of our windows. And
that's the thing. At the end of the episode, like that was our real reaction, like of when we found out about it.
Yeah, we were both just like, oh, are you kidding me? Oh my God.
Yeah.
It was nuts. So our backdrops are actually in dedication to me. I am the fallen angel. And Mark is in heaven right now.
Yeah.
Pure as snow.
Pure and true. So I think I would like to hear a story from you, Jamie. Like tell me about a paranormal story that you've had.
I have so many, and I'm going to talk about one that happened a few years ago. And it's really funny how it all wraps up. But take a seat and enjoy the ride. I am in Italy at the Vatican, weapon of mass destruction. For all who do not know, I go into the Vatican, and it's under construction at this point, right? So there's like a lot of things that are closed off, and everyone knows that it is a working church still. You know, people go there to actually like do what you do in a church. So a big portion of the one side wasn't working. It was roped off. There were, you know, those things that people, the scalpels, is that what it is? Not a scalpel.
Scaffolding, like the.
Yeah. So that was everywhere. It was just like people, if you were in that area, it was just like bad news. Like, so it was just like they blocked everything off. And I'm walking around and I'm feeling definitely like this. I have a lot of anxiety and uneasy. And I just remember telling Brent, because me and Brent went, and I just remember being like, this is a really weird feeling, right? And then like on top of that, like you see all the popes, there's like popes laid out in their coffins, like glass coffins, like Sleeping Beauty. And that was kind of crazy.
You could see them?
Dude, it was fucked up. Yeah. And then they have the Tomb de Poppies. Oh man, that's a different story, but they have these popes out, and it is honestly this, if you want to be terrified and you want to be marked, go to the Vatican. It's horrible. Anyways, I'm walking around and it's beautiful though. Like it is so beautiful, but very scary. And so I'm walking around and I'm looking, and I'm just kind of like taking it all in. And I look and I turn my head and I see in the area that is all blocked off. No one is there supposed to be there. There is, there's just like you would see in a normal Catholic church, like seating, rows of seating, and then like the altar. Is that what that's called? Anyways, yeah. You see all of that, right? But you can't go in there. I see this lady. It's an older woman. I know that for sure. And she is sitting towards the front, and she has kind of like what I'm wearing now. It's like lace. It looks like a doily, but she has her whole head is draped in white, this white veil, and she's wearing a white dress. And I kind of just stopped and I looked. I couldn't see her face. I can just see like the back of her, right? And I knew that it wasn't a child, but it wasn't like it was I don't know if it was an older woman, but I think that it was. My internal self is telling me that it was an older woman.
Yeah.
And I just stopped, and it was almost like my surroundings were in slow motion. Like it was kind of like a zone in moment where you're like, this isn't supposed to be happening. You're not supposed to be there. I know that this is something that is apparent. I'm having a paranormal experience right now, but I didn't feel scared. I didn't know what I didn't know. It was almost like I was like out of my body. It was very strange. And so I turned around and I couldn't find Brent, and we kind of got mixed up. And then I was just kind of like coming to, and I was just thinking, I'm like, that is the weirdest thing. That person's not supposed to be over there. I think I just saw a ghost, and I got really scared, and I found Brent. And then we got shuffled into a group of people that were in line. And I think that we thought that we were in line to go out because it was like really crowded, right? To go outside to get out of the church. And so we go, and we're actually going into the depth where they keep all of the popes, right? And it's called the Tomb of the Poppy. And I don't know if any of you guys know this or not, but like I am a dark human being. My soul is dark, but I cannot do funerals at all or like be around any of that stuff because it just is insane to me. So I just saw a ghost. 2, I'm confused. 3, I'm going into the tombs. Right. And so I'm going down there, and Brent and I can't get out. And so I'm just like recapping all of this stuff. We're walking through like these fucking tombs, and you see all these popes, and it is literally my worst nightmare come true. So we finally get pushed out. And then I get PTSD. And so we're walking, and I'm like, this is what I just saw. Like, is that something that's real? And he's like, I don't know. Like, that sounds gnarly. I'm like, did you see that lady over there though? And he's like, no, I didn't see anyone. And I'm like, but you know where I was looking at? And he was like, yeah. And so I just kept on like thinking about that. I was like, this is insane. So then we go back to the apartment, this Airbnb that we rented, and I couldn't go to sleep. I felt like, you know, when something bad really happens to you, or I don't even know, like you just can't get out of it and you just keep on thinking about it. And it's like a heavy, heavy thing. And I felt depressed. I felt drained. And that's what I was feeling. I was just laying there and I was just like, I don't know what is going on, but this is horrible. Fast forward a month later, I'm at work and I felt like there was something else happening in my life. Like someone put a curse on me. And I reached out to my friend, Joseph, and I told him, and he's super into this. You know, he believed everything I was saying to him. And so he calls me randomly and he's like, Jamie, I was talking to my friend and I told her about the story that you told me when you were at the Vatican. And she's confirmed that the lady in white, that is who you saw. And it is essentially some kind of an omen or whatever. And I'm like, what? I think I had a stroke when I was at work. And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, and then the other thing is we both think that someone cursed you. And I go, what? And he was like, yeah. So there's a lot going on here. What do you feel like? What have you been feeling like? Have you been having these dreams? What have you? And I told him, I was just like, no, actually, I've been having really bad dreams, and I do feel like someone has cursed me as well. And he's like, okay, well, you have to get down to the bottom of it, and like contact someone who can help you, right? And so I remember contacting my friend Arenda. And I'm like, Arenda, I think that someone cursed me. I saw this lady when I was at the Vatican, and I don't know what to do, but I think I know who cursed me. And I told her, and she was like, fuck yeah, I believe you. And like, I don't put it past this troll who fucking did this shit. And so through that point in time, I think that it was a really big experience for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I saw this woman, and then not only that, it was kind of like a doorway that was open to with like, now you have some bitch out there who cursed you. The whole thing was horrible. The whole thing was like terrifying. I think about it now and I'm just like,
I think it's really interesting that like even though those are two different things,
but they're in the same.
Yeah, there's like a weird thread that you subconsciously know is somehow connected.
Yeah, because I knew that when I saw this woman, it wasn't a good thing that I saw her. And it was almost like I don't know, and my brain immediately went to, I feel like I saw. It was just kind of like that image constantly popped up of her at the Vatican.
Yeah.
And I somehow not realized, but like this has something to do with what's happening now. And I can relate it back to that. And that's why I was just like, this was a fucking gateway. This was a portal. This was it. These two things are connected.
Well, and I think we could look at it in a few different ways, right? Like when we think of like demonic or like dark forces, we usually think of like blackness or like dark, thick, like an oppressive feeling. But this woman was wearing white.
She was wearing white.
And which is like, is this like a lot of the times when people wear white, it's like holy pure. Or pure. So possibly this entity, this woman you were meant to see her, and essentially her message to you was you're being under
attack.
a psychic attack.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
You know what, Mark? I think you're onto something here.
That's what I feel.
You feel that way. That's possibly it. Because honestly, from this point on, after that experience, I had kind of like an awakening. a sensory overload on things pertaining to a different realm. And I think that might have been like, hey, wake up. This is what it is. You are experiencing things because it's happening, but also you need to be aware of it. I think you're right.
I like an omen can be a good thing or a bad thing. So I think
remember
that she somehow.
Remember how you starred in The Omen?
That was like that was my proudest moment.
Yeah.
It is weird, like when you have this like spiritual like communication and like how ghosts or entities connect with you or communicate with you through tugging on your clothes or a brush of like cold wind or like a smell.
Whispers, giggles.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's scary.
When I hear, because I've heard things talk to me, and when I hear it, it doesn't sound like it's in the room. It sounds like it's in my head, but like also in my ear.
Okay.
It's very like it's this auditorial like sound. I don't even know what the word would be, but it sounds like it's like inside like an amphitheater, like an empty amphitheater, but also as close to my ear as possible.
Yeah.
So it's like this like, whoa, like, you know what I mean? Like this, like very bizarre.
So, you know, when people hear voices, they have the way that they are expressed to them or the way that they're picking it up is different all the time. And that's kind of like crazy how the way that you hear it, right?
Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes it makes me question my mental your sanity.
Your
but I definitely know. Yeah, like, am I going down that road? But I don't think it. But it's only every so often, and it's
that craziness is coming out. Hey, just checking in. Yes, I'm still here, and no, you're not fucking normal. So let's just continue. I'm over it. You know what people really need to get reality checked on is by making other people feel like they're like out of touch with reality when they're actually really in touch with reality because they might be a little crazy or not even crazy. It's just like, I'm living my life.
I don't know who's been attacking you, Jamie, but give me a few names after the show and I'll try to see what I can do.
Yeah.
I think we should hear another caller.
Yes, let's hear another caller. All right, let's do it.
Hey, Rep Talk. Love the podcast. So I have a few scary stories up my sleeve, but I'm actually nervous to tell this one, but I think if I get the scariest one out of my system, then I can never think about it again. So when I was 11 or 12 years old, I was home alone, which was fine. I usually didn't get creeped out. And all of a sudden from the one end of my parents' house, I heard this demonic roar that it sounded like the sound wave came at lightning speed from through the house into my ears and into my brain. And it was the most terrifying thing I ever experienced and have since. My dog was at that point just sitting there like staring in silence. So I frantically call like my friend's mom and I'm like, you have to pick me up. This just happened. I'm terrified. And they're like, we're on our way. We're 5 minutes away. They hang up and about a minute later it happens again. And I just bolt out of the house and it luckily never happened again. So here's my story. I'm sticking to it. Keep up the good work. Bye.
That
weird.
is a little weird.
It's a little strange. I think we were just kind of on that topic. And
yeah,
frankly, obviously I'm not alone in this. And so thank you, caller. That puts my mind at ease.
Does it?
I don't know. It is like
I've never heard a voice though.
I have. Even when I was little, I remember one time I was in my house, my parents' house. And I've always thought that there was a weird energy in my parents' house because the people that lived there before us, when we were walking through the house to like see if my parents wanted to buy it, we went into the son's bedroom.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking kid you not, this guy had behind his door was a skull, a painted like a painting of a skull, like a mural with 80s fucking wild hair.
Wow, I like it.
It was badass.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
But it also made me, even when I was little, I was like, this is demonic and something is not right here.
Did you guys buy this house?
Yeah.
And you lived in that room?
My brother lived in that room. I lived next door to it. But I would hear things all the time. I would like, I remember when I was little one time, I could hear something in the garage, like screaming.
What?
And then, and I got really scared and I I was like close to my dog and I was just like sitting there and I was like totally thoroughly freaked out. And then I heard from the garage something say to me, we're going to get Mark next. I'm not even kidding you.
No!
Yeah.
We're going to get Mark next?
Yeah. And I was like, fucking, I mean, I was like,
did you do some research on what happened in this house?
No.
Okay. Well, we need to know.
Yeah.
Unsolved mysteries. Let's figure it out.
Yeah. But thank you, caller, for that very terrifying message.
Terrifying. Yeah.
If you guys want to give us your paranormal stories or if you want to just talk about whatever you want, the hotline is open 24 hours a day. No need to tell us who you are.
It's anonymous.
Yeah. We like the mystery. So please utilize that.
Don't even tell us your name. Don't tell us who you are.
It is the new year.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I need some direction. I need a glimpse into my future.
It's funny that you should say you needed guidance, Jamie, because guess what? There's someone at the door for you. You better open it up and see who it is.
Okay.
Okay, we're doing a reading for the year ahead, 2021. And we're going to just ask, what do we need to know about the year? I'm going to do a 5-card spread. The star. What do we need to know about this year? Subject is new beginnings. The reason we're talking about this fresh new beginnings is because there was a lot of death. We're coming out of a season of a lot of death, and there's new spiritual direction, new light coming forward as a result of all of the loss and death that we've had to go through. In our environment, we have a man who is very caring, water sign man, fatherly energy, caretaking energy, like a spiritual counselor, psychotherapist, a man who has experience and strength in the matters of human emotion and compassion. So the environment is very warm and compassionate and just emotionally nurturing, very Cancer-like protective energy here. That's our environment. The advice, 6 of Wands. There will be victory, success after this battle. So the advice is saying that we are going to come out of our current situation. And it's going to be great because it's Six of Wands again. It's spirit, action, happiness, victory after a long battle. Here's the final word. What we need to know. We still need to balance our money and our resources. We need to make sure that what we're giving and taking is balanced and equal, and we will have to continue to have to juggle, most likely with the pandemic, with financial issues, with things like, how are you going to support yourself with the restrictions still in place? It's kind of a balancing, so kind of a juggling act. And then finally, the Five of Cups, as the spiritual advice says, even though there has been loss, we still have some things to be thankful for and appreciate, and not to focus on what we've lost, to just focus on what we still have with us and how to carry that with us forward. And then finally, this card, I've actually done this because these are brand new cards. This card is the Four of Wands, and this card has come up 3 or 4 times, and it's a card about celebration and marriage. The wands are kind of a renewal of spirit, but this is also about security, happiness, celebration of your foundation. So family, a wedding, the home, kind of celebrating at home. So continuing to find joy in your home, I think will also be a big theme. All right, thanks, R.I.P Talk. Looks like a good year. I know that's more than 5, but that's what wanted to happen. So yeah, good luck to us in 2021.
Oh my God. I am scared, but I'm excited for this new year.
I do too. And also, I love that we have these guests that just drop in.
Yeah.
Tell us a little, it's a true trick or treat.
Yeah.
And I love it so much.
So thank you, Mystic
yes.
Guru.
Mystic Guru, baby, love you. So we're going to jump right into Free Spirit. And I want everyone to know that Mark gifted me with one of the most precious gifts, and I was in tears. And we're going to play a recap of the live footage of when he sent this to me. And we'll play it here.
Are you ready?
I don't even know. Am I ready? I'm actually crying right now because this is like a real fucking dream come true.
Yeah.
He had Spike from Buffy do a cameo for me, and I know everyone knows that I am obsessed with Buffy, but Spike is my ultimate dream babe.
Yep.
And it was really honestly the most like purest, because he's an angel right now, and he is an angel, an earth angel. It was the best gift that I've gotten in a long time.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for everything, and we'll see you at the next episode.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye.